From the hands of our artisans comes a legacy of quality.
Today is April 26th, which is commemorated as World IP Day. On the occasion, we have with us Telangana's GI man and IP expert Subhajit Saha. Can you give us a picture about the current IP ecosystem in India? Where do we stand today and how has the progress been over the past decade?
Okay. So India has made a phenomenal progress in terms of IP filings and the grant, because currently the data says that India stands sixth in patent filings all across the world. We stand fourth in terms of trademark filings, and we stand seventh in terms of design filings. So as a nation, we're doing really good in terms of getting these filings up, and to the extent that even the grants which have come out are really getting faster. So the entire ecosystem has become very accurate, transparent, and also efficient. And the most important policy which had made this impact was due to the national IP policy, which was released in 2016, and that helped to actually get this catapult into three times more. So if you see a data of 2015-16, we had around 49,000 patents, but today we are filing 1.4 lakh patents, which is like phenomenal. And even the grants have increased over the last one and a half year. So I would also, one more phenomenal progress is the Indian filings. Earlier, only 10 to 20% of Indians were filing, but today the data is 69% of Indians are filing, which means out of 100 patents filed, 69 are filed by domicile Indians. So that's a welcome change, which shows that we are a country which is innovating, creating, and making progress in terms of R&D.
The central government has set a target of filing of 10,000 GI applications by 2030. So how are these efforts going and how realistic is this target?
The GI filings over the last 1 year, if you see the data, has really picked up. The main motive was to promote one district, one product. So there was a kind of a framework which the government took to identify products which qualify under the GI statute regime. So that led to identifying a lot of products which are unique and having some specific characteristic and historical significance. So that helped to really gear up on the numbers. And I'm sure that this target of 2030, by 2030, 10,000 GIs is really a realistic one. And currently we are at around 2,000 plus, and we have another 3.5 years to go. I'm sure that we will be touching this target. And states like which never filed GIs are doing phenomenally well, like the northeast states and the northern part of India, and the other states also. So I think it's been a great jump in terms of awareness, and also the GI registry is working in tandem with the stakeholders to get this number up. And I'm sure that we should be able to complete this target and reach the goal.
Where Telangana and Andhra Pradesh stand in terms of IP filings and getting GI tags?
Telangana, in terms of IP filings, has done phenomenally well. They had a growth rate of 118%. They rose to a top five in the country now. So after Karnataka, Tamil Nadu, and Maharashtra, I think they are fourth in terms of patent filings, and AP stands around seventh or eighth position. So in terms of patents, they are doing really good. But the GI growth story, I think we did really well in Pochampalli. I'm wearing a Pochampalli today, which is a registered GI, with the first one in the country in the fourth one and the first one in Telangana in 2004. So we did a lot of filings, but off late, if you see, we are lagging behind on agricultural products. We're lagging behind on food stuff and manufactured products. So most of our GIs in both the states of Telugu states are mainly handicrafts and handlooms. Right now, yes, the filing is increasing, and we crossed 100 filings from both the Telugu states.
The government is mulling amending the GI Act to bring more products under its ambit. So can you throw some light on it? What can we expect?
See, the work which has been done by the government is really adorable, I would say, because what they have done is they have reduced the fees, first thing for filing, and also the authorized users. That government is actually working out a draft and an amendment in procedure which is taking place, which we are getting to know that there'll be some kind of a traditional specialty goods which will be less stringent than the GI, but under the ambit of GI Act. So this will help you to get more culinary and cuisines. Like you can get an Irani chai now from Hyderabad to get a GI, or you can have a damka rot. You don't have to establish its kind of reputation or some kind of historical legacy, giving documents going back to 100 years. So you can just say that this has been existing as a traditional product, and there's a huge demand and there's a huge fame about it, and such products would be considered. So then you can actually have various cuisines of local areas getting recognized, and then that will be labeled under the traditional specialty goods. So that is a welcoming change as a practitioner and stakeholders. We look forward to it if it gets implemented.
So does that mean Hyderabadi biryani will finally have its shot at a GI tag?
It already had a shot. We filed the Hyderabadi biryani, but it was kind of abandoned due to non-prosecution by the stakeholders. So we can, yes, this can go under the traditional specialty goods, and we could consider it as a reinitiation of filing it and then giving it a new kind of what do you say, old wine in a new bottle. So that will be a great way of representing GIs.
What are the GI tag products from Telangana that are doing very well, and which ones are not doing well? What are the reasons?
The best product which is doing really well is the Hyderabad Halim, because it says it all. The month of Ramzan, it really actually is on everybody's palate and everybody wants to have it. So it's really doing well because the registered proprietor themselves have enforced it properly with branding and proper uh, you know, marketing and then outreach. And the second I would say would be Pochampalli, because it's been exported and they're doing really good in terms of diversification, getting in new kind of weaving techniques and then designs, putting in a lot of innovation on that. Apart from that, the other products which are doing really well is the silver filigree, and then the Cherial paintings, and then you have Gadwal saris, and a little bit of Narayan Pet. So these are some of the products which are really doing well. And I would also say Nirmal paintings have really picked up, and thanks to the government, also because of the Telangana Talli which has been done. So there was a very good painting of Telangana Talli which was put up by the government departments to celebrate the Telangana Talli. So Nirmal paintings was done. So that also helped them to procure orders and give them the much upliftment. And apart from them, I think there are some other products which need the push. Would be on Hyderabad lac bangles, because there, after getting a GI, I think there has to be more proper branding. Then Warangal Chapata agricultural products, these have to go into the main foray of GIs, because people need to get understanding, because you don't see a branding on a mango or on a tandoor gram, unlike an handicraft which has a label and you feel, but when you eat something you just want to get that. So these products which are agricultural and then food stuff, these need more kind of push, and they need to, because there's the FSI angle of implementation of the food license and all that. So that is the important thing. I would think this needs more push.
So, Subhajit, what is the theme of this year's World IP Day, and what is the idea behind it?
This year's theme is IP and sports. Basically, the World IP Day was celebrated to commemorate the WIPO convention, which was set up on 26th April. And then the member states started following, and the first edition was in 2001. And while we speak, this is the 25th year, is a special year of World IP Day celebrations, basically to inculcate among public what IP can create and bring value to your day-to-day activities. And this year's theme is sports, which means that whether you're creating a faster shoes for running with carbon plates, or you're making a kind of a racket for playing tennis, or you have the attire for swimsuits which is under designs, or the streaming which we see there fun, which covers the copyrights. So it touches every angle of what we do in our common life, and that's the basic theme which WIPO chooses to celebrate IP, to promote innovation, creativity, and bring in inventions to life. And we celebrate this IP so that we prosper, and also give us a feeling that yes, we are surrounded by inventions which can better our life and the society.
So, what more can we expect on the GI front for Telangana now going forward?
We, I think the journey so far has been good, but there's a long way to go. We did file some products like Hyderabad pearls, Nalgonda Banjara tribal jewelry, Narayanpet 24 karat gold. Apart from that, Siddipet batik paintings, and then Kota Kota mutton, which is there. But then we need to identify more agricultural products, which I think are being filed and has to be taken up for registration. So the challenge remains is how do we find out the uniqueness, because what we see of late is that a lot of products which are traded as common commodities are also being filed as GIs. So first we need to establish the uniqueness, reputation, historical significance, the characteristics, and then proceed. I think we have around 5 to 10 products which are lined up, mainly in the agricultural side. We are studying them, like Sajjapur Chamadumpa, which is a colocasia stem tuber crop. And then apart from that, we have some kind of even chilies which are still there in other parts of interior Telangana, and tribal products which we still have to explore. So that's
So,
what we're
what's the
looking at.
score right now?
We have 19 GI registered products from Telangana, and we filed around another 10. So we've done around 30 filings so far from, but the other 12 are in process of getting a grant and prosecution. So, and the last being the Hyderabad lag bangles, which got a GI. So apart from that, we have around 10 to 12 new filings. So that helped Telangana cross 30, 31. So that's the score right now.
So great. I think things are gathering pace.
Of course.
It's been great having you here
Thank you.
today, Subhajit.
Thanks.
Thank you for giving us, a peek into the world of IP and GI.
Yeah, it's always a pleasure to be and meet you and talk on IP, which is my passion. Happy World IP Day to all the listeners and all the stakeholders and all the innovators all over the world. Thank you.